peasants. You like what we're doing with the camera angle today? See how we're getting all cinematic and shit? Not coming at me straight on. I'm trying to get my Scorsese on today, motherfuckers. That's what's happening. Welcome back to the Monday Night Wars Nitro, where we talk about the Nitro side of the Monday Night Wars. Do another garage show today because it's nice out, man. I'm not gonna get too many more of these nice days. So we're here in the white trash area, and we're talking fucking Nitro. Parents, don't let your kids watch this. Kids, sneak and watch it because I'm hilarious. And who am I? I'm your host, the king of smart style, aka the sensual swung into squared circle, aka the notorious MIKE, aka the face the women love and the men envy, the near fall narcissist himself. King of nerds, what's up? It's crack-a-lackin', humanoids. I know I usually say peasants, but in honor of the brain, I decided I'm gonna start throwing humanoids up into this mix. So, yesterday, we talked some Raw. It was okay. Wasn't great. It was a decent enough. I was hilarious. I'm always great. Regardless of what they give me to work with, I'm always awesome. So I was on point. And today, we're going to talk about Nitro, which was, I don't know if you want to call it better, but it was a wrestling show. Like we said yesterday, Raw hit a 2.6, Nitro hit a 2.2. After seeing both shows, did Raw deserve to win? Probably not. Probably not. Just because Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit. That's why. We got our usual announce team. Brain. EB. Leaves. Eric Bischoff. And, fucking Mongo McMichael. Pepe, this week, his dog, is dressed as a alien vampire. It's got, like, alien antenna on, but also, like, a vampire cape. It's really kind of weird. So it's like an alien vampire. Which, that sounds dope. That's dope as sold. Alien vampire. I'm 100% in. I wish it was a wrestling character. No, I don't. Take that back immediately. So they show us a clip from Saturday night's main event, which is not on the network. I wish it was. Where Flair has begged Sting to be his partner at Halloween Havoc in his ongoing feud against Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman. Sting, being Sting, of course has agreed. I love Sting. One of my, I don't know, I wouldn't say top 10, top 15, 20 wrestlers. But this dude, like, how many times are you going to fall for this bullshit from Ric Flair, man? Like, he's always falling for some bullshit like this from Ric Flair. Always! How do you not see it, Sting? Or Sting's, because he's the most gullible wrestler ever. Like, we're about to enter into a pattern of Sting not believing that Lex Luger is a heel. Also, Sting on the team when Hogan turned. So Sting, he's a dumb fuck. He falls for everything. So he's like, look, man, I don't know. I'll be your partner, but I'm going to have to see what's happening. I'm going to have to check you out. I don't know how I feel. Sorry, guys. This is super unprofessional of me. I meant to plug this in first, and then I just forgot. And now I have to do it now. I really apologize. Super, super unprofessional. Got our big camera angle going and everything. Getting my Scorsese on all cinematic. So, Sting's like, look, man, we'll see what's happening. I don't know. I've fallen for this before. I'll be damned if I'm going to fall for it again. Spoiler alert. He fucking falls for it again. Because he's Sting. And he falls for literally any trick ever. This is like the third time alone that he's teamed up with Flair or Anderson only to get, jumped looking like a dumb fuck. So redneck fabulous. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is, I call it the white trash tutorium. I found these in my garage, and I was like, I gotta do something with all those. So I hung them right up. Also, something you may appreciate, hung them right up next to You ain't white trash unless you got a 12-foot poster of the worst Batman movie ever hanging up next to him. Psh, damn right, that's how we roll. So, Sting, he's like, we'll see. I don't know. I can't fall for this again. I look like a fucking idiot. He does. So after that, we've got DDP versus Johnny B. Bad for a television title match. DDP being the TV champion right now. So much win. I know, man. My sister got that for me for Christmas. She found it at an auction. She got it. I don't know how much she paid for it. I'm sure it wasn't a lot. But she got it at an auction for me. I looked it up online. There's only one of them on eBay right now. The motherfuckers want $500. I'm about to put this bitch up there for $250. Undercut the fuck out of them. Except it just looks too awesome in my garage. I can't get rid of it. Anyway. So before this match even takes place, DDP clocks Johnny B. Bad with the belt, before the belt, and gets a DQ. Or, as Brain puts it, just proving how fucking awesome Brain was. It's like Brain passed away, and then I watched this episode of Raw, and Brain was like, hey, here's something awesome for you to talk about. He says, and I love this, he just parted his hair with that belt. Fuck, what a brilliant way to put that. What a... God damn it, Bobby the Brain. I'd pour out some Dr. Pepper for him if it wouldn't draw ants. I might have to clean it up. It's just not worth it. After that, holy shit. We've got the fucking WCW debut of the Crippler, Chris Benoit, and he's taking on Eddie fucking Guerrero. This can't go wrong. It doesn't go wrong. It's awesome. I don't even take notes for this match. I just watch, much like last week's Malenko Guerrero affair, where I was like, I'm not even taking notes for this bullshit because I just want to watch this. That's what I did here. I didn't even take notes. It was an awesome match. Benoit won with a full Nelson suplex. The announce team, of course, talks non-fucking stop about what Hulk Hogan and the fucking Dungeon of Doom are doing, but up to this point, they've ignored match after match after match after match after match after match to fucking maddening. Talking about Hogan and the fucking Dungeon of Doom. Kevin Sullivan, the Giant, the Shark, Zodiac. The Yeti's coming up soon. They talk about these people over top of like great fucking matches. But not this match. This match, the awesomeness of Guerrero combined with the awesomeness of Benoit got together and just humped each other to create this baby of purebred awesomeness, wrestling fucking awesomeness, and not even Eric Bischoff himself could deny what was happening in this ring. It was crazy. Like, they would start talking about Hogan, and it was almost like Guerrero and Benoit had like a fucking spidey sense, and they were like, Bischoff said Hogan's name, and they would do something fucking awesome, and it would be so awesome that Bischoff would have to be like, oh my god, let's talk about what's going on in the ring. And this happened like 6 or 7 times in this match. And it's the only match, only 2 performers combined together that has stopped. I mean, unless Hulk Hogan was in the ring. That has stopped them from talking about Hogan and talk about what was in the ring. That's how good these two were. They made Eric Bischoff and Steve Mongo McMichael fucking pay attention. Also, Benoit did this awesome thing where he almost got a 3 count. He went to the crowd and he was like, that was 3, wasn't it? And the crowd was like, yeah, that was 3. Fuck that Mexican. Great little like thing where it's just like interaction with the crowd. You don't really see a whole lot anymore. Bischoff mentions after the match, WCW Upper Brass is now considering making a cruiserweight division now that they've got all this talent. Spoiler alert, if you don't know, from 20 plus years ago wrestling, how popular this division was, they do create a cruiserweight division. After that, we got Mean Gene Okerlund. He's got the Dungeon of Doom coming out to the ring for an interview, specifically the Giant Sullivan. Mean Gene also mentioned, if you pay attention yesterday and watched yesterday's Monday Night War, Raw, it was the episode where Shawn Michaels got the shit kicked out of him by 10 Marines in a club parking lot in Syracuse for I feel you. Been there. Never by 10. 3. But, you know, little dudes like to run their mouths. Shawn Michaels didn't have his clique like I didn't have mine. So, they're like, you know, call the WCW hotline. Top WWF star. Lost parking lot fight with a fan. They weren't fans. They were just people that had enough of this fucking dude from out of town running his mouth. Which makes sense. I wouldn't like it if someone just showed up in my bar running their fucking mouth from out of town. Not that I could do anything about it. I'm a fucking pussy. So, the Giant, he's got this. They're here to talk about Halloween Havoc, where the Giant has a monster truck on a roof match coming up against Hogan for the title. Sullivan goes first. It talks a bunch of fucking nonsense. Keeps saying, Hogan, you created me. Doesn't explain how or why. I kept waiting for an answer for that because I was like, how did Hogan create you, man? That's fucking, I need to hear this, man. Sometimes heroes create their own villains. You never know, man. It's wild. It's like 1989 Batman, where Batman accidentally drops Jack Napier in the chemicals. Makes him the Joker. Of course, Jack Napier created Batman by killing Bruce Wayne's parents in fucking alley. So I don't know. Maybe Calvin Sullivan killed Hulk Hogan's parents in an alley. And then Hulk Hogan dropped in. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't work here. It does not work here. Batman cannot be applied to every situation. Yes, it can. I just didn't do it right. It's not Batman's fault. That's my fault. So, he keeps iterating how fucking evil he is, too. He's like, I'm evil, Hogan. I'm so evil. Oh, and he keeps saying it. He says like he's evil like 10 times. He doesn't explain how he's evil, why he's evil. Dude just keeps making these statements and doesn't explain anything. Fucking never liked Kevin Sullivan. Only time I ever was moderately interested in Kevin Sullivan was when Chris Benoit was stealing his wife and they were beating the shit out of each other in bathrooms. That is it. That is it. So then the Giant talks and he's like, I'm going to throw Hogan off the roof. That's all he really says. The opposite actually happens. Hogan throws him off the roof. But then they have a match right after it. So it's like, you know, he could survive getting thrown off a roof, but he can't take a fucking leg drop. Weird. So we go to commercial, we come back. We got this fucking for like the 3rd week in a row, Disco Inferno, who they keep saying, he's not an employee here, he just keeps showing up and dancing. Well, then why do you keep letting him in the fucking building? Why do they have his music in the announce truck? It doesn't, if he's not an employee, it just doesn't work out if he's not an employee. So he's disco dancing on the fucking ramp. Ming's music starts playing. Ming comes out. He wants no part of this shit. Takes off. As, you know, naturally no one wants any fucking part of Ming. Fuck that. Ming comes out. He's wearing, like, this weird luchador mask cape combo, looking like a fucking Tongan psycho. He's taking on HSJD himself, old hacksaw Jim Duggan. Not a fan. Never have been a fan. Never. This dude came off like real, like, for lack of a better word, I always kind of felt like Hacksaw Jim Duggan was like moderately, like mildly retarded. Like Forrest Gump, like highly functional, yet still like very, 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 very slow. Borderline. That's how I always felt about him. I don't know. Anyway, I never liked the guy. Didn't hate the guy, just never cared for him. This was like a pretty quick match. 2 like big giant hosses just fucking running into each other. Real quick match. Ming ends up picking up the one Tongan death match. Tongan death pinch, whatever the fuck you want to call it. After that, my favorite wrestler of all time, with my favorite manager of all time, Hulk Hogan with the fucking Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Got a pre-recorded promo. He's back in black, wearing all fucking black. Hart's in all black. Hogan's got no stash. Hogan comes out and he's like, everything Sullivan always said about me was true. I'm evil now, but also like I'm like a good guy, brother. But like I'm also like evil, brother. But I'm also a good guy, brother. Because like I'm turning evil, brother, to take down the Dungeon of Doom. and protect all the Hulkamaniacs and the prayers and the vitamins, but I'm also evil. I'm real evil now. Oh, don't forget how evil I am, but I'm only doing it to be good. So it's like, he wants to make the turn, but he just can't, like, bite the bullet. He keeps telling you how fucking evil he is, but he's also, like, telling you, like, I'm just doing it to be like, a good guy. Nitro is so laughable. Dude, Mr. Vest. Nitro, that's why I like Nitro, like, the best at it. Like, all these shows that I do on it here on the Near Far Network. Nitro is easily my favorite one to review and talk about because of shit like this. Also, it's the most infuriating one to talk about because of shit like this. So, he can't decide, is he evil, is he doing it to protect Hulkamaniacs? He is evil to protect Hulkamaniacs. I fucking hate this guy. He keeps talking about, he's like, oh, it's not about the prayers anymore and the vitamins. It's about the shadow, the darkness, the evil. Like, that's a quote. I wrote that down. I have it in quotations on here. The shadow, the darkness, the evil. This motherfucker out here wearing black, talking like crazy talk, like he copped fucking Spider-Man symbiote suit and has lost his shit. Shit goes on for way too long. This is like a 10-minute promo. It's way too long and way too dumb. It's just so dumb. So fucking dumb. I can't reiterate to you enough just like how fucking dumb this thing was. He wanted to turn. It's like he did, but like he didn't. Like he didn't just like have the balls to just like do it. Like he was just dipping his toes in the water just to see how it felt. Like that time, like I tried being gay for a month. No, not like that. It was that wasn't a thing that happened. Shut up. Yeah, man, the guy wanted to. Maybe. He knew he was getting booed. He was getting booed heavily at this point. Like, last week when he came out, boos. Me and Gene had to, like, fucking cover for it and say it was because he was wearing black. Bullshit. That's the most interesting thing the man's done in a fucking half decade at this point. Easily a half decade. He knew he needed to change. Man, he just didn't have the balls. He just didn't have balls. He just didn't know. He just, by all accounts, too, if you listen to anybody about it, any podcast really talked about it, anybody who knew the situation was part of it, he wasn't sure, man. He didn't have the balls. He thought, like, the kids were the money was at. Fucked up kids, them black and white t-shirts makes bank. So we've got our main event of the night. Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman taking on Flair and the Stinger. It's the Nature Boy in the franchise taking on Double A and the Flying One. The loose cannon. He's pretty loose cannon at this point. Oh, we're getting there. So I say this every time Arn comes out of the Horseman, but how fucking great was their entrance music? Holy shit. Some of the best, like, classic wrestling entrance music. That guitar riff, man, it's fucking awesome. Timeless. So, Flair, hold on, let's see what we got here. The kids from the 80s were not teenagers. They wanted different stuff. Exactly. That's exactly correct. They wanted something different. And he just didn't know. He couldn't, like, first of all, kids from the 80s were teenagers and they wanted something different. And the kids that were kids weren't feeling it either. They were Bret Hart fans. That was their babyface, Sting. So, he was in like a real weird like middle ground. 100% agree with that, man. 100% agree with that. I moved on from Hogan very quickly. Very quickly. I was a fan for a very brief time at the beginning of my wrestling fandom. Very quickly moved on from him. So, Flair comes down, no Sting. Sting, they keep making a point. Sting's not trusting him, he's going to wait and see what happens. So, Flair is in full-on God mode. He has put in ADKFA, typed it in. He's in full-blown, put the cheat code in, full-blown God mode. And he is handling these two motherfuckers. So finally, after about 10 minutes, a Flair, just like gold eyes, totally glazed over, God mode destruction. He finally cops a fucking right to the eye. He starts to lose a little bit. Sting comes down. He's finally like, okay, I've seen enough. I trust you. Let's do this. Brain calls him a coward for showing up halfway through the match. I love it. And so Sting gets the hot tag. And holy shit, how fucking good was Sting off a hot tag? Sting was amazing. The dude had energy for days. And power moves, speed. It's like the man was built for a hot tag. So he goes on a fucking rampage. They win by count out because he throws them both out of the fucking ring, Pillman and Arn, and they don't want any part of it. So Mean Gene comes down to the ring post-match. Flair and Sting still in there. Sting's like, all right, I trust you, buddy. Let's go ahead and do this for Halloween Havoc. But if you stab me in the back, I will murder you. And Flair's like, heard that before, you fucking idiot. And that's how we end Nitro. Next week, we got the team of Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, taking on Chris Benoit and Alex Wright. Alex Wright, decent enough wrestler. It's probably going to be a pretty good match, but man, we're almost to that magical point when Chris Jericho joins the company and we can have these foreign tag matches. Just mix and match singles. I can't wait, guys. It's going to be good shit. We should all be very excited about this. I know I am. Mr. Vest, I'm sure you are. That's all we got today. Thanks for stopping in. Next week, we'll be back in the house, I promise. Or I don't promise. I don't know. Maybe it'll be nice again. I want to sit out here some more. It's my show. Don't watch. That's all I got. Peasants. Humanoids. You know what we do here at the Near Fall Network. Monday. Bam. High five party with our own high-fiving motherfucker. Where he talks all things Raw. Wednesday. SmackDown recaps. No longer on. Right after SmackDown. It's now on Wednesday afternoons. Sorry. Things happen. Thursday, the Raw side of this. We do that. Check it out. It's good shit. Nitro, you were here last week, you're here this week. Be here next week. Dave, stopping in at the end. Go back and watch it from the beginning, though. It's good shit. Ask Jim. He won't lie to you. And then Saturday, the crown jewel of the Near Fall Network. We got Drive By with Shooter with our very own Shooter, obviously. It's my favorite wrestling podcast. I listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts, and it's my favorite. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. I wouldn't lie to you guys. Not to you guys. There's people I lie to. Not to you guys. Not to my wife. I couldn't lie to my wife anyway. She'd find out. And I'm just like a fucking idiot lie. You guys know how it is. Or maybe you don't. What else? Thanks for stopping in, suckers. I'll see you guys Wednesday. As always, I love you. Thanks for stopping in.